Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are featuring all 3 shades of the new Goss Radiance Boosting Face Palettes. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. I just received this from Beautylish, and as always, it's packed beautifully. And it looks like Lily packed this one, so thank you so much to Beautylish and to Goss for sending this over. And it looks like we have all 3 palettes. So they come in this beautiful silver packaging. This is the light gold palette with the shades Soft Gold Glow and Light Taupe. This is a satin bronze. We have Bronze Glow, and we also have Medium Taupe. This is a deep copper palette. We have the shades Copper Glow and Deep Taupe. I'm going to just add a little bit of lip color first. We've got the Goss Essential Lip Pencil, and I have mine in Vintage Pink. I'm just lining the exterior. Just taking a little bit of the Goss lipstick in Orchid. I'm just going to pat it on really lightly. Then I have the lip gloss, the Goss Lip Gloss. Goss Lip Gloss in the shade, oh gosh, Chrysanthemum. So we'll see how that works. I'll change it up if necessary, but let's go ahead with these palettes. So again, they're called the Radiance Boosting Face Palettes. I've watched his video that he posted probably 3 times just to get as much detail and information as I could. And it was so nice to see all of the beautiful models. And I will leave all of the links to their videos as well. I have 2 contour type brushes here. I have the Ray Morris Ultimate Cheekbone Brush, and I also have the Ray Morris Flawless Shader. I don't know if these are available anymore, but they do a really nice job of just kind of placing that contour. So we're gonna go in with that first. So there are 2 shades to each of these palettes if you haven't seen the videos yet. There's a matte side, which is more of your contour shade, and then there's one that has a little bit of, let me see how he said it, it's a combination of luminizer and bronzer, so not quite a luminizer, I think he said almost a bronzer. And then it has a little bit of sheen in there, so I'm going to say sheen and not so much a shimmer. And I love how there are not really detectable particles in there, which can be for me distracting. I really like how there's a very fine, even glow about it, and I just swatched these and I was really impressed with how they feel. They feel really silky. So especially I think difficult when it comes to more matte products. So I'm excited to see how these will look on. Now I'm going to try both of them, not both, there's 3. I'll try 2 of them on for you because I think this might be too light for me, although we'll play with this in the eye area, I think. The light gold shade, I think they're really pretty, but that definitely looks like it would not be the right contour shade for me. So we're going to go in with 2, the satin bronze, so that's the more medium. And then we'll go on this side with the deep copper. I just realized my plant is out of the shot. I'm gonna fix that, hold on. Yeah, that plant is one that I've actually maintained and kept alive. Okay, let's go ahead with the medium, the satin bronze on this side. This is supposed to be more of a cool neutral contour shade versus the light one, which is more a cool. So I'm glad there's a little bit more neutral in here. I'm gonna take the Ray Morris brush and dip it in here, and let's see how this looks. So you can see it does have a cool aspect to it. Let's go ahead and work it in here and see. Well, actually, let me leave that there. That way we can get a side by side before I buff it in. So that's, again, the satin bronze. Then we've got this shade. Okay, so this is how they look next to each other. Now this contour shade has a little bit more red, you can see, compared, just a little bit more, compared to this medium one. We'll see how warm that looks on me, because this does look like more of a traditional contour shade on me. So I have another Ray Morris brush, a different one, so I'm not mixing the two. Here are the two palettes. You can see there's definitely more of a redder tone in here versus this one. And here they are on. Although on, I have to say, not so, I mean, it doesn't look red. It looks warmer though. And then this definitely more traditional contour type shade on me. Okay, let's work those in a little bit. I'm also gonna just go down along the jawline and then in the hairline. Okay, so there's the difference. Now that they're worked in a little bit. Now this had more depth to it, so it was a little bit more evident, I think, on my skin than this one. I think this one's more subtle on my skin than this one. So I think it depends too on how visible you want it to be. I prefer something like this where it's a little bit more undetectable. Again, I think it's up to preference. Let's go in with the fun part. I'm gonna take the Bronze Glow here. So again, not anything too shimmery. Let's go ahead in with, I've got a giant brush here, and I'm going to see how this goes. So I'm gonna kind of blend this all in. So just over and really diffusing everything that I just added. And there's nothing sparkly here, which I really, really like. Yeah, it's supposed to be a sun-kissed kind of effect. Healthy, and I like this kind of a thing because you can't really see what's going on there except for the result. And I feel like it gives a lot of warmth to the skin, but there's nothing obvious about what I've applied. So here it is straight on. That's really pretty. Yeah, these are my favorite kinds of products, the ones that provide beautiful results, but you can't really tell what you did. I love that. I'm gonna try and clean this up because I wanna use the same brush and I didn't pick up that much. Let's go ahead with the Copper Glow and see how that looks on this side. So there's definitely more red to this. I'm gonna be a little bit more careful because I don't want it to deposit too much. This side of my face has more texture, so if it looks a little bit like there's a weird ripple, I don't know what that is. That's my skin. It's not the product, it is just the surface of my skin. But this is the shade, so I hope that helps. So here is that side. And then from the front, yeah, there's definitely more of a red tone here versus this. So for me, I do prefer this side. I'm gonna blend these two here, right here. I have a little bit of that red on here. So let me clean the brush again. I'm just gonna take this and just go back and forth and take that on my neck, which is great because if you know me, you know I don't like the feeling of foundation on my neck, but sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of color here. Taking a little bit of the Bronze Glow just on my forehead here. And I think that helped blurs that area. So this actually might be a really great product for me because my forehead especially is always a little bit deeper than the rest of my skin. And when I put on the foundation, it always is too light here. So this is gonna be a great product for me. This illuminizing side, the Bronze Glow, I'm gonna turn it over to read it, to even that out. Yeah, I think if I was going to get this for one thing, that would be it. I mean, this does so much more, but I really think I'm looking at it now and it looks really nice. So let's just leave it there, even though I have two different shades on. That's how subtle the difference is, but I think subtle also makes a big difference. So I do want to try the trick he talked about where you put a little tissue here. I don't usually do this, so this might go totally awry, but where you do this and then contour here, and then this should highlight the cheekbone area because it'll be a shadow here and then there won't be a shadow here. Let's try. I have the fan brush and I'm going to take this lightest palette and let's see what happens. It's the light taupe that I'm going to take right here because generally cooler shades are okay on my eyes. So let's see. Okay, I don't know. I can't hold three things at once. I'm gonna have to use a camera as a mirror. Maybe I don't need a tissue, let's see, because I really can't tell what I'm doing. Just taking it up through the temples here. So I think that this actually is quite nice on the lids. I'm gonna go in with a brush, an eyeshadow brush here in a second. Okay, I'm just gonna pat onto this glow color on the lid. And you can see really how much pigment is there. So that's really beautiful on the eyelid because it has that sheen to it and it's a really soft glow. So let's take this contour shade and I'm just going to use a brush here and see. So this should highlight that cheekbone area because there is that shadow just right above. What I will do is I will go off camera, do this one. I'm gonna add mascara too, and then let's see how it looks. I thought we could add a little bit of blush. So I'm going to take a bit of the Weightless Veil Blush Palette in Blush Peony. And I like to layer blushes, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Coral Rose as well. I definitely think you can achieve that healthy glow, that sun-kissed look without being too much. Again, very subtle, but you can see the result. Just beautiful. And I really liked that silky texture, especially on that contour shade, but it just is so pretty. And then you can go in with something a little bit more luminous. I really liked how it buffed in this contour shade, so it all blends really nicely. And again, I left this over here on this side just so you can see the overall look and compare them. That either one is fine. I just had to be a little bit more careful with this one, a bit more light-handed. So if you like this undertone and you're more of my skin, like in terms of the depth of it, you might just have to be a little bit more careful. This one was really kind of right where it needed to be in terms of the depth on me as well as the undertone. I didn't have to be that careful. I just went in and then I buffed in really. This was a little bit easier for me to use, I wanna say, because I didn't have to regulate how much I was putting on. It just was the right amount for my skin tone. I preferred that one though, and I think I was able to show you how cool that lightest palette was by using it on my eyes, in case you were wondering. So I do have all three on at this point. In case you were similar in coloring to me, then it's a pretty good indication, I think, of how all of them will look on your skin. Thank you again so much to Wayne and to Beautylish for sending these over. And these launched today. I forgot to say, these launched today. So I do have affiliate links below in case you'd like to shop. I'd appreciate it if you did use them. But that's it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.